Okay folks, as far as big trademarks go, this one's quite boring, but let's see if we can make it turn up a treat. See if we can make it look really nice. Okay, let's see what this is. It is twist to open. I think it's Pepsi. Yeah, it's Pepsi. It's got like foreign writing on the outside of some script. So it says twist to open. I don't know which way is exactly the right way. I don't really care in this case, even though I normally would. Just going to try and put it as much to the centre as possible without getting too anal retentive. So I'm just going to drop this piece of paper behind it. Yeah, okay, that looks really nice. You can see now clearly that's foreign writing around the edge. Interesting, folks. So we're going to make this into a movement piece. So we're just going to make it into a movement piece. That was my knees that just clicked. So we're going to utilise that as our master copy for this part of the job. Yeah, it looks really quite interesting, but not quite what we're after. Not quite. Sorry folks, just farting around trying to get this back into place. Yeah, looks like we lost the red. That looks really quite interesting though. Did it too aggressively, I think. Yeah, looks interesting. I do wonder if it got too much red. Maybe it could make a good... Sorry folks, got a froggy in my throat. Sorry. We're going to make this a minimalist piece because it's showing the Pepsi logo, even though it looks a bit boring, I must say. My intuition's telling me to flow with it. I can see some nice colour up there. I actually think I'm just going to move with it I actually think I'm going to try and emphasise that section there, that lovely colourful section. I have a habit of doing that, folks, using my attention to detail to take something that's potentially boring and shithouse and making it into something much nicer. Actually, I might see whether I might leave it on that. Attention to detail is something you need, for example, in this world. If you're going to redesign something major, my goal in this life, folks, is to redesign the photocopier. I want to redesign the photocopier from scratch, and I want to make it a really good product, and I want to make its trademark something to be proud of. So the thing is, I'm trying to get in touch with a lost partner. His name is Luigi, and I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news to do that. And I'm wanting to, in the future, to redesign the photocopier from scratch. And one of the things we want to do is make the hardware last 60 years and build it out of strong materials like titanium, a titanium chassis for this copier system. Something that's really strong and that's going to last. That's not going to break easily. It's going to last. I think I've done this wrong. I forgot I should have pushed it up a bit. So, I really want to just make something of this equipment, and basically I want to build the hardware out of recycled materials instead of virgin materials, instead of building it out of materials that you get from a mine. You mine the garbage tips of the world instead, and the e-waste dumps in particular, to get all the good materials out of it and to clean up the environment. And the hardware is going to be made out of mostly recycled materials. And I've pushed it the wrong way. I've got to push it up, not down. I just realised. But basically, it's going to be built out of mined from rubbish tips, not from the ground, not valuable resources that we're already depleting, like lithium. Is it lithium? I think it's lithium that's really hard to get for batteries and shit. So we've got to try and make use of recycling things like batteries. You've got to fucking just mine these e-waste dumps of the world. This stuff's killing people, killing nature, and it could really be an asset for building new equipment if people would just see it that way, if people could just change the way things are done. The software's got to change as well. The software's got to have artificial intelligence driving it. Instead of manual controls like these, yes, you can have manual and AI, but AI indeed has become a very popular topic nowadays. And I can just imagine how exciting it would be if it could be used in a photocopier. And basically, and also being able to create features that you don't need to get from the factory. The only things set in the factory are like enlargements or double-sided copying and shit like that. But the rest of it can be bought as apps off an app store like Google Play or Apple iTunes, and you can just choose what you want, pick and choose what you want, and you don't, and these software can also be linked in with or should be linked, not linked in as in the social media site, sorry folks, but basically it can be linked. The AI software can which is factory in there from the factory as well. It could also interact with all the other apps. All the other apps will be optimized, if that's the right term, to work with the AI on the machine. So we've got to do a really good job at programming, or really good code. You've got to do it with passion and conviction, folks. You've got to be passionate, and this could help the planet, this new product. And imagine all these, and using less plastics as well, using more metals instead of plastics, or ceramics or glass or whatever other materials you can use apart from plastics. Plastics should only go where plastics can only go, like for insulation or plugs and sockets and shit like that, and cables, wiring. That's all it needs. That's what you need it for. And now we're just going to try and do this. See if this has come up better than I thought. I was actually going to just do this section. I wasn't thinking there, but this has come up better than I thought. So yeah, we just have to change how things are done and make the world a better place. Give away most of your money to good causes to help others less fortunate than yourselves. So, you know, that's the kind of shit I want to do. I want to be a philanthropist, folks, as well. And now that's come up looking really quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.